collective who's got some bad habits that they need to let go of. I wasn't going to do a reading today, but I was very, very, very called to do a reading. I feel like there's a lot of you out there that I'm channeling or feeling. I've got goosebumps, as I said, so my girls are on board. We're going to do an all signs. They're excited to an all signs. And I just feel like this is the day for it, right? So what we're going to be doing is looking at bad habits, but in a positive way. What's holding you back? What do you need to release, and how can you release that? I've got two decks for us. I've got us the Night Circus and the Everyday Witch, and we are going to do all signs via zodiac calendar. So skip ahead to, we all chaptered and timestamped for you, so you don't have to listen to everyone unless you feel like sneaky peeky on someone else's star sign. But this is about feeling good. So songs like Feel Good Inc. from Gorillaz, great song to listen to that I was listening to earlier. That was just Bad Habits by the Kooks, another great song. And you know what, team? I'm coming out of my cave and I'm feeling just fine. We've got Mr. Brightside by the Killers. I've got my energy back. I've been drained. I wouldn't say licking wounds, but I would definitely say that I've just had the wind knocked out of me and the energy knocked out of me, and perhaps I didn't realize how much I was being drained until now I've resigned things. And so, public service announcement, if you don't like this, then you're gonna have to bugger off. But for the man-childs out there, grow up. We've had enough. We're done. We can't be bothered anymore. And you know what? You grow up. You discard your man-child shell, and you're going to start feeling a whole lot better and a whole lot more empowered, which is what today is all about, okay? Being more empowered. Let go of the man-child. It's not doing you any favors. For the codependent females, rise up. You're better than that. You don't need them. You don't need that anxious attachment to be empowered in you and your relationship. And if it is holding you back, let's find out why. Let's look at what's holding you back and rise up and empower yourself. And then finally, because this can go both ways in terms of gender, non-gender, to the home wreckers out there, wait your turn, okay? If you don't wait your turn, you're going to be living in a state in your relationship of just distrustful purgatory. Okay, once that smexy time wears off, there's not much left. If you're going to go back to a home wrecker, you're only an absolute fool. So that's me. I am spicy AF today, team. For those who don't like it or are new here, I'm not normally so spicy, but I've got all this energy. I was literally about to start reading and winding down, and I felt called to do a reading. And normally when I do my readings for the collective, they are scheduled, they are planned out, but I just felt like this overwhelming desire to read for you all right now and do a quick all signs. So we're going to do possibly a single card unless others come forth for what it is that you need to release, and then the second tarot deck is going to be how you can go about releasing that. Remember, this channel is all about empowerment. Apart from doing overalls and love and all those kinds of normal things you see, I always make sure I dedicate at least one reading once a month to be how to empower yourself to move forward. So let's do this. In order of the zodiac calendar, we are starting with fiery Aries. Hello Aries, welcome to the Allegory. If you've not been here before, my name's Erin. I have Aries rising. If you cannot tell, yes, I'm sober. No, I've had no coffee. I am just feeling there is a message for you. So Aries, in terms of what do you need to release? What do you need to let go? Okay. What do you need to release? My darling, fiery, entrepreneurial ideas, people. Aries, what do you need to release? You need to release some of that fire. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords. Ooh, look at this. This is really interesting. Okay, so what you need to release, you need to let go of that pent up aggression. Find a really healthy way to do it. I'm getting this chappy here who looks like he's sitting on his looks like a drum sort of thing, like from a drum kit, right? So you could be a drummer, percussionist, or play musical instruments, or just really love like jazz drums or something, or rock. But I'm getting this chappy, this King of Wands. Remember, this is energy, not gender. So it's the idea of someone who is an entrepreneur, very passionate, very excited. This is you showing up in your own energy, but you're planted on this seat and you don't want to be there. You're kind of half out. You've got your Ace of Wands, you've got this wand, you've got this energy, you're raring to go, but you're being held in place. You're holding yourself back. All that amazing energy and creativity and ideas, you need to find a really healthy way of releasing that, and you're going to start feeling a whole lot better. How are you going to be releasing it? We'll pull out from the second deck. The other card that on the bottom of the deck is interesting that you've also got this King energy. So you've got this Swords as well. So what do you really need to release? Maybe you need to relinquish a little bit of control. Maybe you need to release the having to have the perfect plan in order to step forward. Maybe you need to release the minutiae of details. I feel like I'm also connecting with Aries who may have strong like Capricorn or Virgo placements as well, that may be kind of hindering your get up and go and your fiery nature. So what do you need to release? You need to actually release some energy. Go for a run, go to the gym, treat your partner well, go to a boxing class, whatever it is, go for a cycle. I feel like there's a physical need to unburden yourself with all that tension and that desire to have the perfect plan. It's time to release that as well. I'm feeling really like winter is coming for somebody, so maybe it could be someone planning ahead for really hard times. They're concerned about finances or whatnot, so it's releasing that burden and being proactive instead of sitting on your bum. Okay, so how can you release this energy? Let's take a look. Let's get you. How can Aries release this pent up energy? Wow, what are the chances? Wow. Okay, so we've got King of Cups, feelings, being very emotional in terms of balance of emotions. So we're not looking at our man-child creations just here. This is someone who's very calm, very complete, very open to love and discussing feelings. So how can you release all this pent-up energy? If you're someone who is perhaps a little bit frustrated physically right now, it might be a time to tell that person that you really like them, ask them on a date. If it's about getting creative in the bedroom, it's time for you to have a really emotional, heartfelt conversation with your significant other or the person that you're seeing. If this is about pent-up energy and you're just frustrated and you've got all this fire inside you, it's about getting in touch with your feelings and what you really want in order to find a really constructive way of releasing that, a creative way of releasing that, because we've got the Empress here, the divine feminine. Interesting that we've got 3 kings and this feminine energy. I'm getting a side story I'll share in a moment, but the Empress is creativity, it's fertility, it's divine feminine. So perhaps you're very much in your masculine energy because you've got the cups, which are quite emotional here. So maybe it's that idea of bringing in creativity, new ideas, a feeling of freedom and release, and also allowing yourself to be a little bit softer. We're getting an absolute balance. It's so like yin and yang with the masculine and the feminine right here on the board, split down the middle in terms of what you need to release some of that fiery masculine energy, and to do that you need to balance out your feminine energy, your softness. So whether it's going and doing some yoga, doing some stretches, making yourself a really gorgeous meal that makes you feel really empowered and helps you feel better. The side story I was getting is perhaps there is someone who is feels very minutiae, who is in a situation where there are 2 options in love. You got to release one. The fact that I had a home wreckers PSA that had to be said, there's something there, you've got to release one and you've got to be honest and you've got to go with your gut, go with your feelings and the person that you feel you can create a really beautiful future with. That is you, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. Do check out your August overall readings, and also there is a general love reading for Aries out on the channel as well. So just take a look at the Aries playlist and you'll see what it is that you need to know there. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, do subscribe to the channel, pop a comment below, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Hey Taurus, how are you? What do you need to release? What do you need to empower yourself? Do you need to release that man-child? Just joking. Are you the man-child? Maybe. Let's take a look at what it is that you need to release. So as I said, we're going to do what you need to release and then how to release. So let's take a look. Let's pull a card. Let's pull a tarot card for you, Taurus. What do you need to release right now? This is all about feeling good. Remember, this is the Feel Good Inc. segment. I might even start calling the empowerment segment Feel Good Inc. if I can get away with it. if Damon doesn't have a problem with it. The Temperance card is flipped over in this deck, and I can't seem to catch it. So it's this idea of maybe releasing patience and not being so patient. Okay, let me see. What does Taurus need to release? There she goes again. Right, that's like the 4th time I've seen it come through, and it's not. There's secrets. There's secrets. This is not your card. This is someone for someone. You need to not be patient. Let it go. Okay, as much as you like the person, as much as you care, pour yourself a cup of tea and get over it, because you need to release the fact that you are being so patient with someone. Okay, that's a message for a single person. Queen of Swords, you need to have that honest conversation, and you need to start focusing on yourself and your healing there. With the 4 of Swords, I was also popping a few cards that were flipped, which is really unusual for my deck. So there's your side messages. Now let's take a look. Overall, what does Taurus need to release right now to empower themselves? King of Pentacles, that's your energy. So bottom of the deck, Hangman is Pisces energy. Okay, so it's this idea that you need to not be you. No, that's not the message. The idea here, in order to empower yourself, what you need to release is the shadow aspects of yourself. Perhaps you're being a little bit too much of a homebody. Perhaps you're spending too much on luxuries or bits and pieces, and you need to hunker down and kind of save that pentacle for a rainy day. I'm also getting it's time to release any kind of tension because you're not moving your body. Now, if you're not much of an exerciser, perhaps it's simply doing some simple yoga. You can find some clips on YouTube, or find some introductory offers at your local studios nearby, or maybe a little bit of Tai Chi. There's just something where you need to release your shadow self, and whatever that is for you. It's interesting because Aries also pulled their own card and what they need to release. So it's definitely, I feel it's a moment of, we've just come out of a Mercury retrograde where things could have been really confusing, particularly in relationships. This is a time for you to release those bad habits, those bad spending habits, get out a little bit more, and start considering your point of view isn't the only point of view. Sorry, it's what came out. We've got the Hanged Man here, which is about seeing things from a different perspective. Now, what I really like is the way that there's like this spotlight on the Hangman in this particular card. So it's really highlighting this idea of seeing things differently and putting an attention focus on your thoughts, and thoughts that you would like to embrace but don't have the courage to do so. What I really like about these 2 cards and what it is that you need to release is, it feels like, if you look at them physically, the star card was the bottom of the deck there, just as I saw a peek, is you've got very different physical setups. You've got the Hangman, and he's very stretched out, very elongated, and then you've got our King of Pentacles, who's not just sitting on a pentacle, but is kind of cross-legged and crouched on a pentacle. So for me, this is about you finding the balance in between, not being completely strung out, but also not being so hunched over your desk. You've probably got really tight hip flexors, quads, hamstrings, all that sort of jam, and it's time for you to unwind a little bit. Let's take a look at how you are going to release this kind of perhaps overspending, this being too grounded, this not exercise. What do you need to do to empower yourself? How can you release these shadow aspects of self? 7 of Wands. Okay, so it's about having, and the top of the deck wants to come as well. Okay, it's about having healthy boundaries and not being fearful of being left behind or left out in the cold. There's this element of, I feel like maybe you stay around the house a lot more with your significant other, your family, your children, because you're worried that if you don't, you won't be loved and you won't be seen. And so for me, in order to release you from being pent up, bound up, and your shadow aspects, it's time to set really healthy boundaries. Now, whether that's with family members or partners who could be codependent, quite strong in that way, or that could be you. It could also be setting healthy boundaries against online shopping, maybe deleting some of those, your favorite things on Instagram, or your email alert subscriptions, that sort of thing. Getting really tired, so the girls are asking me to move on. It's time to release that idea that you have to be the go-to person who knows everything and has all the answers, because you're fearful that people will walk away and won't respect you anymore, and you'll be on your own, and that you'll have nothing but this black cat and a small child and your lantern, and that there's an element of a fear. I'm worried someone's worried about being homeless, Maybe your back's up against a wall, perhaps you've lost your job recently, been through a massive reorg. If that's the case, I'm so sorry to hear that, but there's definitely this element of you need to move your body more, you need to stretch more, but you need to put really healthy boundaries in place with the people around you and also with yourself in terms of your spending and what you're doing with your home space as well, Taurus. So that has been your empowerment reading. I hope there was something there for you. If there is, do put a comment below, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon. There are videos out for August for you. Just pure focus on Taurus for love, and also just a general overview as well. Go to the Taurus playlist on the channel and you'll see those more in depth readings. They can be about 15-20 minutes long, so a lot more in depth than what you've got today. Thank you so much for being here, Taurus, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Gemmy, gem. How are you? You doing okay? You hanging in there? Old Merc's finally going. Yeah, right. Tell me about it. That was the speaker. Old Merc is finally going in forward motion again. We'll still have like this bit of a post-shadow slowdown period until about the 25th of August. So you can probably feel your energy picking up, but if you are still a little bit confused, a little bit dazed from the last month, a little bit tired, things will start improving again for you really soon. But my gems, I'm a Gemini. If you are new here, my name's Erin, if you missed it at the front. Let's take a look at what you need to release to empower yourself. What do you need to let go of, Gemini? Everything. Secrets, holding on to things too tightly because the message doesn't want to come out. I can also see it looks like there's like a Four of Pentacles or something that's been flipped up the wrong way in this deck. It comes out, it comes out. What does Gemini need to release to empower themselves? Well, like I said, a lot. I'm not going to take them all, but I will show it through. Right, you need to close out a cycle. Whatever it is that you're holding on to that you know is done, let it go. This could something to do with a relationship or someone that you thought you might have been getting married to. If you are closing out a divorce, it's like time to move on with that feeling of not being good enough, not being seen for anybody. And let's take a look at these two. We have a Three of Pentacles, something to do with a work situation or your community. And the Five of Swords, gossip, slander, arguments, in and out communication. I'm also getting Edward Scissorhands here, so maybe not being seen, not being understood, everyone thinking that you're a freak. So they all drop, so I'm going to take them like that, but let's actually get you a single card because I feel like that was a message for someone or someone's if you identified with that. If you do, there it is. What you need to let go of. Nice. What you need to let go is holding on to things too tightly. There's this element that you feel like you have to hold on in order to be stable in life. So in order to build your stability, you need to let go of things that aren't making you happy, that are cluttering up your home space, that is also cluttering up your mind space. I've recently just done an absolute massive tidy my bedroom. There didn't even look like there was that much in there, but it's taken me 2 weeks of every now and again just like pulling stuff off, donating, recycling, dusting, doing everything, getting my room a bit more feng shui, if you will. So there's an element of all those things under your bed that you've been dusting under the rug, all those things that you don't want to address. It's time to let it go, because energetically you hanging on to that is just going to weigh you down and tear you down, because you are in for an absolute rebirth moment. You let go of all that fear of that. You will allow this death, this transformation to come in. This is a Scorpio card, so you may have Scorpio in your chart like I do. My moon is in Scorpio. So in terms of letting go, it's letting go. I'm feeling like you're resisting change. Okay, you're sitting up on that wall, not quite ready to face the future. You're seeing things in black and white rather than the gray area that is life. So it's time, Gemini, to let go of things that are too hard, too heavy, material possessions. I'm being really drawn to this pentacle. So perhaps there's a scarcity mindset with finances. Oh, my voice is just gone. Or it could be, there it goes again. Or it could be, I could be talking to a teenage boy right now. It could be also the scarcity mindset around finances, home with the crown chakra. I'm being really drawn to the top of the head and the particular pentacle there, and I've not done that before. It's time to just let go, let flow, let go of being resistant to change. It's time to change. It's time to move on and feel like a more empowered Gemmy gem. Now, how are you going to do that? How are you going to let go of all this clutter, this refusing to change, this dare I say it, stubbornness. Okay, Page of Cups and the Emperor. Okay, this can be a sorry card. Maybe there's someone that you need to say sorry to. Maybe it's your bank manager or your mortgage person or your landlord. Maybe the house is in the state and you've had an inspection recently. But I'm getting this element of someone to say sorry to. The Emperor is the Aries card, so you may have Aries in your chart. I have Aries in my rising, Scorpio, moon, so I'm really feeling this. I'm not trying to call in my own energy though. There's this element of, in order to be prepared for transformation and letting go, it's time to start fresh. It's time to embrace youthful creativity, youthful emotions, and being out in nature. But it's about balancing your inner child, I want to say. Oh, it's got deep real quick. And your need, desire, and want to be the boss of everything with all the money and all the plans and all the Noel. Noel? Maybe something around Christmas? No, all. So in order to let go of this mindset, of this inability to transform, it's time to think, I'm getting the message of, it's time to think like a small person. You know when little kids fall over, they just get right up again? They don't have as much ego shame. And in order to do that, it's time to focus on building your empire, on focusing on what it is that you really want, on having a stability and a foundation so you can feel smug AF, like our Viking looking king emperor does here. I want to pull you another card, but all my decks are away. They're over there. I don't want this to be too long. One more card. What's a feel good? What can Gem do to feel good? Let's do your feel good card. This is like a bonus just for you because you're my home girls, homeboys. The Star. Your feel good star is focusing on you, your wish fulfillments, your health. This was actually at the bottom of the deck when I picked it up as well. So there's definitely a message here. It is Aquarius energy. We are in Pluto in Aquarius. It goes to direct again in middle of October. But this is this idea of trusting the universe but keeping focused on your North Star and on healing yourself and whatever it is that you need to heal in you right now, Gemini. This is a really positive card. You let go of what it is that you don't need, those mindsets. You become open to change, like a small child changes and grows and develops really quickly, and knowing your future is going to be prosperous and you're going to have everything that you need, and that's going to be a really healing moment for you, Gem. Thank you, and I will see you again soon. If you haven't already, there are August overviews for Gemini on the channel. Look at the Gemini playlist, and there's also a Gemini general love reading as well that you can take a look at. That only went up this week. So if you liked this reading, do like, share, subscribe, and I hope to see you again really soon, my Gemini kings and queens. Okay, bye. Cancer. What do you need to let go? What do you need to do to empower yourself? What do you need to feel good? Empress energy. It's funny, I was just thinking about emotions. You know, you are very intuitive and an emotional sign, but sometimes your emotions are so strong, they block you and they stop you. So I think you need to recognize that your super strength is also your super weakness. Just a download a message for someone, but let's take a look. What can you do to feel good? What do you need to release right now, Cancer? What is it that you need to focus on releasing in order to feel good? Seven of Swords and Five of Cups. Okay, this one's probably a little bit more emotional. Seven of Swords for the homewreckers out there. If you didn't get the PSA at the start of the reading, then do go back to the start where the general messages came through. You need to release those secrets and things that are holding you back. They always say that truth sets you free. I really do believe that. When you're holding on to something so long, honking alarms, trauma, drama going on outside. I didn't close the door because it's quite hot in London at the moment. Definitely letting go of your secrets. Perhaps you're not as clever as you think you are. We've got this ninja here, but the ninja looking over their shoulder. Letting go of secrets and remorse around secrets, I would say, would be an absolute huge one. This idea of tiptoeing and looking back. Now, I normally really love the Seven of Swords card. I normally see it as a card of strategy and taking what you know and running with it. But there's something to do with Christmas, secrets, being upfront and being honest. And just knowing that you can see there's like divots from where the swords were planted in the ground, knowing that there will always be scars, and those scars may never entirely heal, but it's time for you to have a really open conversation and release those secrets. And it's definitely about the past, and the past hurts, past feelings, past emotions, because we've got the Five of Cups here, which is its idea of being so focused on these three spilt cups, which represent our emotions being spilt, and the glass half full analogy. But it's also the idea that once your emotions are spilt, it's like, I love the saying that once you hear something, you can't unhear something. Once you feel something, you can't unfeel it. And this is a card of sadness and regret and being caught in the past. Now, Minnow Pond, Chris over at Minnow Pond, he's got this really great analogy that I really love. The idea of this person is crying over their spilt wine glasses, even though they don't like the taste of wine. They're upset that they don't like the taste of wine, but also that they don't have it. It's kind of like this melancholia thing. And as you can see, they're not focused on these Two of Cups up here, which represent soulmate connections and unions and love, wish fulfillment. Not wish fulfillment, interesting I'm saying that, but love, things that fulfill you in love and spirit. So in a relationship, if that's what this is, it's definitely time to speak your truth, speak up. You've got to let go of the past, but to let go of the past, maybe you need to be honest, maybe you need to see a therapist or a counselor. Maybe that's a way of releasing those secrets, so they're not burdening you and you're not constantly looking over your shoulder. A friend of mine, Robbie, he uses this NFL term called hearing footsteps, where you think there's someone coming up behind you all the time, so you're constantly looking over your shoulder, you're constantly waiting to be caught out for something that happened in the past, so you can't focus on the future love, future joy. Okay, let's take a look at how you can release this energy, these secrets, this despondency. What can Cancer do to release this energy? The High Priestess. Okay, trusting your gut. Perhaps seeing a healer. The High Priestess can be like a tarot card reader, just saying. But it's this idea of trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. This is a Pisces card. You may be connected to a Pisces, particularly as another water sign, or have that in your chart. But maybe it is seeing maybe it's feeling. Maybe you're adverse to psychiatrists and psychologists and those kinds of therapists. Maybe you can see like an alternative healer who can really look at your energy, and someone you can have a conversation with. You need to have a conversation. It's not just Reiki. Reiki's fantastic. It's not just massage. It's about having a conversation and release those burdens with someone who's qualified to have those conversations. And it's time to do that really quickly, and do that with a passionate enthusiasm to know that you can then go on and conquer those demons. We've got this dragon on the top of the mountain here. The Knight of Wands is a very fast energy, a very passionate energy. And I'm also getting, it's time to have courage to move forward and move on, to face your battles, face your demons, because we've got this red cloak of courage and also desire here as well. And lots of red here, so it's time to have the courage to speak up, speak your truth, have those conversations in order to set you free, and you're going to feel a whole lot better. Knock those bad habits on the head. You'll be coming out of your cave and feeling just fine, Cancer. If you liked this mini read, then do take a look at the channel. Your August overall and love readings are up, and do feel free to like this video, comment and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye. Hello Leo, happy birthday. This is our empowerment reading. I'm going to call this section now, once a month, I'm going to call it Feel Good Inc. And right now it's all about what do you need to release, what do you need to let go of in order to empower yourself. So we are spicy today, Leo. The messages are coming thick and fast and channeled, and I'm more spicy than I normally am, but I'm feeling like the girls are like, people need to know this, so do it now. So that's why I'm here late-ish doing your reading for you. If you're not being here, welcome. My name is Erin, and I am your intuitive tarot and oracle card reader. So that's just tarot though. Let's take a look. What does Leo need to release? What does Leo need to release? What shadow sides, things does Leo? Okay, judgment. You could be releasing wanting to judge people. You need to release this resistance to wanting to transform. Judgment is all about hearing the call. So this is for me, for you, is about you need to actually pay attention to that call and hear it, but you also need to ground it. Interesting, I was thinking that, and I looked down and you've got the Knight of Pentacles, who's like literally the most grounded, slowest knight of the knights and all the tarot. And the knights are the action of it. It's like a polar bear dog. How adorable is this? They move very slowly, very steadily. They plant their seed in the right spot, and they do it with a lot of research and a lot of thought. So any great downloads, ideas, and ideas of reformation, transformation, rising from the ashes, wanting to do something differently, you need to release with thought and passion and consideration, and not just barrel in and charge in. Okay, but it is time for you to hear the call of judgment, but not from a place of arrogance or I told you so or I know better. That's your shadow self working. You need to be doing it from a place that's really going to soothe you and heal you going onwards. I'm being really drawn to the Ankh right now. So if someone has an Ankh tattoo or jewelry, yeah. And someone needs to like dust their flat or their home. I'm feeling like lots of little dust bunnies are coming up. Maybe even just releasing that, you'll feel transformed, because you'll feel the air in your home space is lighter. You'll breathe better, especially if you have any kinds of allergies. It's like I said, really wild messages are coming through right now. So how can Leo release this thing? Okay, so it's time of Four of Cups. Four of Cups is being despondent and hopeless. Perhaps you've recently been acting in an idea of transformation through fear. You don't want to be transforming through fear, because anything you do to transform through fear is only temporary, and when you transform on the other side, you won't be happy, you won't acknowledge what it is. That's why there's that message of going slowly and doing things that really do soothe you and make you feel better, because it's time to get your head up out of the sand. And interesting that you've also got the Page of Pentacles, so it's like the little brother essentially to the Knight of Pentacles. So it's about new ideas, new skills, and going about it differently. Whatever you've been doing in your lifestyle, your family, your wellness in the past, you got to stop repeating those cycles. I'm getting lots of cyclical behavior here. You've got to do something new, something different, go in a new direction. Because I've just got this downloaded message. We can see this like tower structure, this fort here in this image. Now, if you know tarot enough, you know that there is a tower structure called the tower, and it gets bollocksed by whatever destruction, and it's your crumbling foundation. So in order for the foundation to not crumble next time, you need to go slowly, assuredly, and you need to do it from a place of confidence and empowerment, and not from just operating out of fear or nobody loves me, no one cares for me, I'm not feeling seen. That's your shadow self taking over and the ego, and you need to rise above that with your transformation in what it is that you're looking to do next, Leo. That has been your little mini empowerment read. I do hope there was something here for you. I do apologize if it was a little harsh. It's how the messages came out. If you did like this, do like the video, subscribe to the channel, throw a comment below, and your August overall monthly reads are up, as are your love readings as well. So if you like my style of reading, those are much longer, a little bit more in depth, and a little less spicy, I'd like to think. Thanks for being here, Leo, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Okay, Virgo. Interesting. I just had a message from one of my very dear Virgo friends. Hey Steph, so if you saw me looking over, it's because I was seeing your message come through about your lovely day out with all the kiddos. So Virgo, what we're doing is an empowered message, a feel-good ink. I'm calling this feel-good ink going on in because I just love that idea. What do you need to release in order to empower yourself to feel better? I've got goosebumps. There's a strong message coming in for you right now. What does Virgo need to release? It's that one. Like I said, yeah. Woo! You need to release this fear of heartbreak, breaking someone's heart, having your heart broken again. Three of Swords in reverse. I'm not even called to look at the bottom of the deck, but I will pull you a second card because everyone else is getting bottom of the deck cards. It's this idea of, in reverse, those are fear, heartbreak, and lack of self-love. So maybe there's this element of you don't realize how broken you are. It's like you're so focused on the doing of life and the family and keeping your partner happy, wife, husband, whatever that is, boyfriend, girlfriend, situationship. You're so focused on everything around you and fixing everything around you, you don't realize that you actually need to be doing some fixing and looking at your own self-worth, self-confidence, and all those past heartbreaks that have fucked you over and that have done so much damage. You don't even know the damage is there. If you stopped putting headphones in your ears, went for a quiet walk, I bet the noises would get really loud, really clearly in your head. Let's get you one more because everyone else got a bottom of the deck. Okay, Two of Pentacles. You need to release. Now the other one wants to come. Five of Swords. You need to release the... You're getting a few extra messages, Virgo, aren't you lucky? You need to release indecisiveness. And indecisiveness, I'm going to say, through perfection. Because we've got this poodle bouncing on this ball with a ball on its nose. And it's absolute precision, it's absolute focus. You need to release that trying to balance everything, that work, life, romance, whatever it is that's like has you spinning so many plates at once. It's time to release all of that and to just focus on one or two things, but not in such a precise way. Time to get a little bit messy, Virgo. Oh my God, I said it. You've got to get a little bit messy, okay, to get a little bit creative. And in that as well, if you've been gossiping, slandering, being a bit cheeky, the comments like "I told you so," or if you're in a relationship, oh, but you said you do this, you said you do that, or counting out how many times someone has done something. I'm being drawn to a conversation I overheard on the street at the weekend where someone said, oh, you've lost like 19 really expensive things in our relationship. I was literally walking back from a yoga class. I was like, wow, they're in trouble if she's counting every time this person loses something, like obviously something physical, something tangible, something that's expensive. Like, it's time for you to stop counting and time to stop using that tongue in that way that makes you feel elevated, when all it's doing is it's putting daggers and knives into your own heart, into that of your relationships, whether that's with your partner, your friends, your family, your colleagues. Like I said, we're getting spicy today. So how can Virgo heal? How can Virgo heal? Let's look at the Three of Swords. How can Virgo heal? Okay, Nine of Wands. Throwing everything at the wall and sticking to it. Knowing it's going to be an uphill battle and a challenge, but it'll be worth it in the end. So that's how you can heal. In terms of releasing this need for perfection, I know it's part of you, but that's a strength and a weakness as well, okay? In terms of, hey, you've got a couple here. In terms of releasing that, feeling like you need to be the boss of everything with all the money and all the cake and wanting to have your cake and eat it too. I really love that those two cards came together, and that's the way the channel messages come out. Having one's cake and eating it too. You've got the giant chocolate cake, I'm going to go Bavarian cake, the glass of wine, the cows, the dog, the vines, the home, everything. Wanting the cake and eating it too. Time to get a little bit messy, time to focus on what makes you really happy, and release that need for absolute perfectionism, because it's a great trait but can also hold you back and make you feel stagnant and feel stuck in the spot and going, I don't know which way to go because I've got so many things that are going on that I committed to. And yes, you did commit to them, so now it's time to find what makes you really happy in those commitments, and then delegate or drop off the stuff that's less important to you. And then Knight of Pentacles, do it slowly, do it assuredly, do it thoughtfully. That is your own energy there as well, with both the King and the Knight of Pentacles. So looking at your shadow self and your shadow self strengths. And then in terms of Five of Swords, that jumped out. Ace of Swords, being really clear in your communication, your thinking, coming up with new ways. It's new ideas, new truths. None of this wishy-washy, nasty, hanging on to stuff. It's time to let that go, move on, so you can be empowered with new thoughts, new ideas, and intelligent new conversation, Virgo. Wow. Sorry, that was a lot, but this is what the girls want people to hear today. If you liked this reading, then do like the video. Maybe throw a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and also just so you know, this is a mini read. I do more extended ones. There is a love reading out for you that went up this week, and there's also a general overall for August as well, so check those out, and hopefully I will see you back again super soon. Bye, Virgo. Libra. What do you need to liberate yourself from? What do you need to release in order to feel so much better? What does Libra need to release in order to be part of the Feel Good Inc. group? It's that one. 2 of Swords. Oh, my girls are funny. I'm sorry I snorted. If you caught that, I do apologize. I love that the thing you need to release is something you're quite famous for, is having 2 ideas and going, do I want this? Do I want that? Do I want this? Because you're the scales of justice, right? You're always weighing up your options and unsure of which way to go first. And it's saying you actually need to release something that's quite, it is quite powerful to be able to see both sides of the story and see 2 truths. But it's time for you to release that because it's stopping you from actually healing. You need to release this feeling of, in order to heal, you need to have long naps. I don't know if that's for somebody, but you really do need to heal, but maybe you need to look at your healing journey in a different way. Maybe you feel like healing can only be done on retreats or with expensive classes or courses or teachers, and it can actually be done at home with your own truth and looking at your own Ace of Swords here and what it is that you know that you need to heal from, getting down, getting dirty amongst yourself and going, right, I need to move on from this because this is debilitating and it's stopping me from moving forward, and I don't need all the bling in the world, all the travel, all the expensive things, all the expensive apparatuses or fancy gym memberships in order to heal. You just need to do it grassroots style, on your own, focusing on your own truth and what it is that you know you need to heal from, not what the world, society, family, partners are telling you that you need to focus on. Okay, so looking at how you can release this 2 of Swords energy. Wheel of Fortune. Give it a little bit of time. Maybe you're trying to rush into things too much, too quickly. You're trying to be too decisive, and maybe it's an element of which way do you go. Maybe letting the thoughts marinate for a minute and watching the world unfold. Instead of feeling like you have to have all the answers immediately, allow the answers to come to you in good time. If it's an immediate need for an answer, that's different. Flip a coin. If it falls on the way you want it, you know it was one. If it falls on the one you didn't want, then also you know that. Okay, so there's an element of fun and joy there. But definitely trust in the timing, but allow the timing to marinate so you can see all the options, so then you can make the best decision forward and which way to go. Now, in terms of your healing, how can you heal? What do you need to release? So many people have got the 5 of Swords, but in different decks. You need to release the past conversations, hurtful words, gossip, turmoil, nasty colleagues. You need to let go of that. You need to focus on what you know is true, what is true about you, what is in your heart's truth, and less about what everyone has been saying to you in the past. Such a clear message for you there, Libs. I hope this resonated. If it did, do like the video, throw a comment below, subscribe to the channel. This is a very quick mini read. I have far more in-depth reads. If you go to the Libra playlist, you'll see that there is a Libra love tarot reading for the month of August, and there's also a general overall reading for you as well, for you to check out. If you like my style of reading, I can assure you they're a lot less spicy, but this is the way the girls want to speak to me today. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Scorpio, hello. For those who haven't seen it, you've got a really full-on love reading for the month of August. Go check it out in the playlist. But right now we're doing a very quick mini read in what it is that you need to release in order to empower yourself. Feel good. This is the Feel Good Inc. moment of the month. What does Scorpio need to release in order to feel good, feel empowered, feel strong? 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Okay, get out of your head. Stop overthinking it. Yes, the mysteries of the world will always be there, and they will always be there. If you keep trying to uncover all the bits and pieces, you're going to have yourself in this, what I would call a very Gemini card, this overthinking, self-sabotage, mental imprisonment that you can actually set yourself free from. Interesting as well that you've got the 7 of Pentacles, which can be assessing where it is in your career, in your finances, in your home, in the tangible things. The Seven of Pentacles is, what are you willing to harvest now? What are you willing to continue fertilizing and putting in the work? So it's interesting that you've got the most overthinking card in the Eight of Swords, and trying to uncover the truths of everything. And maybe it's the truths of how you truly feel about something and you're not quite certain. I suggest you get out of the house, no matter the temperature. Get a brolly, get a coat, put on some sunblock, take some water, some electrolytes, whatever it is, depending on your temperature. Get out to see a clean horizon and focus on that. Don't play any music. Don't, just let the thoughts roll and see what comes to mind first, and start releasing them one by one. Seven of Pentacles, it's time to make a decision. It's time to stop feeling like I feel like you're in a really stagnant mode with both your thoughts and your actions right now, Scorps. So let's take a look. How can you release this Eight of Swords energy? King of Pentacles. Okay, so it's this idea of focusing on the tangible, the real, your business, your income, your home, and what's going to set you forward. The swords are all thoughts and ideas and possibilities, all the what ifs, and it's saying that it's time to focus on, why don't you just ground yourself for a second, show up for work, do a good job, and then you can have your cake and eat it too. And you won't be in this mental headspace of trying to release all these ideas that you can't grasp because they're all nefarious and in here. So as you ground yourself and do things work-wise, money-wise, you'll start feeling a lot more empowered. Now let's take a look at Seven of Pentacles, how you can know which way to go forward. How can you release this kind of stagnant energy of assessment here? We have the Hermit. Oh my god, the irony. Okay, so Nine of Pentacles, focusing on your wealth, on your hard work, taking some time out to enjoy the fruits of your labor and everything that you're doing. But then you've got the Seven of Pentacles, so how you're going to release what it is that you need to do next in your career, your business, your home, the tangible. It's saying, it's got the Hermit card, which is Virgo. You may have Virgo in your chart, have a Virgo mate, friend, counselor, what have you. It's saying that it's about a spiritual choice. It's taking the time out for what feels for you good spiritually is going to help guide you in your path in the 3D, if that makes sense. So it's interesting, we've got these internal cerebral cards here with these two cards. The difference between the Eight of Swords is the overthinking ideas. The Hermit is the spiritual alignment, taking the time out to receive new ideas, new thoughts. I've got goosebumps going all up and down my legs. It's the meditation, it's the yoga, it's pulling in something. It could be saging. Someone needs to sage their flat immediately. Look at all this smoke we've got up here. I'm getting this message. Someone needs to sage so they can think clearly. There's a lot of negative energy around you. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go online, look for some sage sticks. You literally light it with a lighter, a matchstick. And as you burn the sage stick, you walk around your home, your environment, wherever you are, and you think positive thoughts, and you open up all windows and doors to release the negative energy, and you keep doing that until your space feels really calm again. Anyone can do it. You don't need to hire a professional. It's all about your intent with that energy. So Scorpio, that's you. Overthinking, over-assessing. It's time to release. It's time to focus on the here and the now and what makes you feel spiritually aligned and good in yourself. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked this reading, it's a very short reading. I've got longer readings. Your August love reading went up this week, and there's an August overall reading. Just go over to the Scorpio playlist and you'll see that. In the meantime, like the video, subscribe, maybe throw a comment below for me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Sag, talk to me. What do you need to release right now? Right now. What does Sag need to release? Sag needs to release something. Sag needs to release that. And this. Oh, interesting. Okay. In order to heal and focus on your healing journey properly, I almost said stoply, perhaps someone out there is gallivanting, drinking, and focusing too much on the lighter things, the lighter wish fulfillments in life, the drinking, the socializing. It's saying that in order for you to heal and focus on your healing, because it looks like you something you need to do, it's focusing on your ideas and your thoughts and cleansing your thought patterns is the message I'm getting for you. That's the first time I've ever looked at the card and thought that. Someone else got the Four of Swords and that definitely wasn't the message. But this idea of your thoughts and your ideas are healing. and that maybe you're numbing them with things that make you feel good on a surface level, that you feel are your wish fulfillment but are part of your shadow self. So whether that is wine or alcohol or drugs, or it could be having conversations where you know the answers, so people make you feel good about yourself. It's whatever is a negative thing that's numbing your experience from being able to focus on your truth and what it is for you to heal. That's what you need to focus on releasing right now. And how can you do that? Let's take a look. How does Sag release this lack of focus on their healing? Okay, got 2 cards, 9 of Wands. It's going to take some work and you just got to do it. That's all there is to it. Travel could be really important for someone, actually taking some time out, going traveling, doing something different. The Chariot card can represent worldwide travel, international travel. It also is about grabbing the bull from both horns, harnessing that and traveling in one direction. It is the fastest card in the deck. It represents a sign of Cancer, so maybe something happened in Cancer season that you need to focus on healing now, and that's where your attention should be going. You could have Cancer in your chart or be dealing with a Cancer. It's looking towards those ideas. Cancer is very intuitive, quite emotional, so maybe it's bringing that into you, Sag. Instead of being all fired up and raring to go, have a think about what it is that you really want to be doing, harnessing those emotions, and then going forward, and knowing it is going to take a minute to get there, but it'll all be worthwhile in the end. And then your 9 of Cups, it's interesting. You've got to be okay with being out in the cold and not socializing so much. Simple as that. Okay, you don't have to please everyone. FOMO is not a thing anymore. It should be this idea that you can stay at home, you can go traveling on your own and focus on your healing journey and the time it's going to take to do that. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to travel alone. It's okay to just not have a lot of people around you. And then Page of Pentacles, something new, learning new skills, new ways of being happy, new skills that aren't around numbing but about empowering you and setting you on your path forward. Sag, that has been your mini quick empowerment reading. I really do hope there was something here for you. If so, do like the video, throw a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And your love readings for August are already out, so you can check those out. Just go to the Sagittarius playlist and there's an August overall reading there available for you to see if you like my style. It'll be probably a lot less spicy than this, but the girls had a message and I do hope that there was something there for you in terms of releasing and letting go and empowering yourself. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Capricorn, what do you need to release? Does someone have a stutter? Does someone need to focus on their linguistics, their language, their enunciation, their pronunciation? Perhaps if you're speaking a second language in a foreign country, maybe there's this idea of releasing this nervousness around speaking that language because you feel like you're not good enough. Very specific message for someone. Okay, let's take a look. What does Capricorn need to release to empower themselves? Tower. And Queen of Pentacles. Well, that's you and your energy with the Queen of Pentacles. So we're getting a lot of people pulling their own cards. So looking at your shadow self is what I would say there. So maybe it's this idea of having to be loyal to someone. You don't want to be loyal to someone. You don't want to be loyal to your family. You don't identify with these people you're surrounded by, but you're feeling like you have to be. As soon as you have to be anything, it's never a good thing for anybody, even for you, Capricorn. I know that you like to be very grounded in your approach. If there is a situationship, if you're worried that they are with somebody else, it could be very well true. Trust your intuition. You being loyal is only holding you back from future happiness. The Tower, what are you releasing? Releasing the fear of something sudden and abrupt happening. I worry, it's just I'm saying I'm worried even though I don't know. I'm worried that you're not acting on things and doing random things or things that delight because you're worried that something bad will happen if you do so. So it's releasing this need for control, of having to know, all the outcomes. I'm also getting the idea that it's okay to have random thoughts and ideas and just go with it. That the timing is now, the timing is right. Trust the timing with those thoughts and ideas. Okay, so how can Capricorn release this sort of Tower fear energy? What can they do? The Star, I love this. So the Tower is Scorpio energy, the Star is Aquarius energy. You may be a Capricorn Aquarius cusp person. The Star is to focus on your wish fulfillment, things that make you really happy. If you're worried about fear, You're never going to take a leap of faith or move towards what it is that you truly want. So in order to release fears, it's focusing on you, what you want, because then you won't be fearful. The more you do things that you really love, that really empower you, the more courage you'll have to keep doing those things and keep showing up for yourself. Oh, I love that message for you. Queen of Pentacles, what do you need to release here? Two of Swords, again, trusting your gut. That downloaded message from the deck, I wanted to get 7 of Cups, yeah. You're feeling like someone's got options around you and there's confusion around this, and you're feeling blindfolded, like you can't see anything. It's time to speak your truth. It's time to have a conversation. It's time to level yourself up and trust your gut, because you're going to hit the bullseye when you do. Even if it sounds crazy, whatever it is, whether this could be a situation where you're really loyal to a workplace, but things feel a little bit off. You're worried that maybe you may be being replaced by someone else in your team. It's time for you to have those conversations, seek out the truth, and if you have to leave a company because you're not being treated right, then you do that, and business is business. They'll understand eventually. Wow, that felt oddly specific at the very end there. Cap, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. It was very quick, very spicy, and if you did, there are other readings I've done for you. There's an overall August reading and a love reading that have gone up in the last couple of weeks. Check out the Capricorn playlist for more. And in the meantime, do like this video, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. Aquarius. What do you need to pull out of your jug? What do you need to release? What do you need to let go? What do you need to discard in order to feel good? What does Aquarius need to let go of? There we go. 3 of Cups, okay, and 8 of Wands. Okay, so we need to let go of rushing in too quickly, rushing into love too quickly. Someone's probably in this feeling of, you know how I got that homewrecker message at the very start? Wait your turn. The 8 of Wands is Cupid's arrows of love, and my ring finger, my right hand just got really itchy. There's nothing there though. Whatever it is, slow down. Okay, slow down and assess, because either they're with someone and they've not told you, or if they are with someone, then back off until that's resolved itself and you can have a healthy, committed relationship with that person. There's definitely this element of 3 of Cups of, it could also be socializing. Perhaps you're socializing too much, drinking too much, going too hard too soon across the board, whether it's in relationships or with family or friends or whatnot. It's time to release the party energy, as in like tone it down, stay at home a little bit, do things that don't involve social lubricants like alcohol or drugs or whatever. Just take a minute, take a breather. You need to like protect your energy and protect yourself right now. If you are thinking about getting a relationship with someone who's in a partnership, they're not for you. If you are in a partnership and you're worried that someone else in, it's time to have that conversation. Have that conversation now, okay? All right, so 3 of Cups. How can you release this 3 of Cups energy? Top of the deck. The Empress. So definitely there's this connection. The Empress is very sensual, very fertile. You watch the situation you're going to get into, no matter whether you're masculine or feminine, because you could find yourself pregnant to something that isn't long-term, okay? In order to release yourself, focus on you, focus on your empowerment, focus on your creativity and your joy and things that give you love. The Empress is also Taurus, Libra energy, so you may have a connection there, or you may have it in your birth chart. And then in terms of 8 of Wands, 3 of Swords, yeah, you keep rushing in, you're going to keep getting heartbroken. So it's time to stop rushing in, because the result is it's never going to be dark wings bring dark words. Is that Game of Thrones? Someone's a Game of Thrones fan? And it's going to burden you. If you keep rushing, you're going to feel constantly overwhelmed. Now these could be 2 separate messages, but it's interesting that they are both, can be quite situationship related. So slow down, release the burden. You keep going too fast, you're going to find yourself burdened or overwhelmed with too many options, too many people, and things could end themselves in heartbreak. So it's time to focus on self-love. If you love yourself enough, you don't need to be pursuing any of these sort of nasty behaviors, things that are going on. that has been your very quick empowerment reading, Aquarius. I do hope that something here resonated. If so, like the video, throw a comment in, subscribe to the channel. And if you do like my style of reading, or just found this mildly entertaining, then for the month of August, your love readings are up. So there's a general love reading and there's also general overall. Just pop over to your Aquarius playlist on the channel and you'll be able to get some more information. And I also do pick a decks. Every week there's a pick a deck reading that are timeless as well. So knock yourself out, Aquarius, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Pisces. Hello. Lucky last again. I do always want to mix things up because you're one of my favorite signs. I worry if I do that, then people come along and go, where's Pisces in the list of things? Whereas you know, if you just rush to the edge of the chapters, you'll know that there you are. But Pisces, what do you need to release to be part of Feel Good Inc? What does Pisces need to release? It's that one. Hi, jumping, and this one as well. Okay, Pisces needs to stop waiting around and just get on with it. Simple as that. You've got the Three of Wands, which should be manifesting, waiting for your ships to come in. Instead of waiting for your ships to come in, get on the freaking boat. And then you've got this King of Wands energy. Now, ordinarily, I'd say it's for you to not be in the energy of the King of Wands and fiery and passionate. But I dare say you actually need the King of Wands energy to get yourself on the boat, to come up with those, you know, those beautiful, daydreamy, amazing, wild, creative, gorgeous, random ideas you have. Turn them into a business. Make money from them. Do something with it. You've got such a wonderful, creative, intuitive brain. It's time for you to explore that more like an Aries or a Leo would, that fiery, go-get-em sort of energy. I know it's not your comfort zone, but that's the message that's coming through. So let's just clarify. I think it's pretty clear, but Three of Wands, how can Pisces release this waiting energy? You've got two cards. The Devil, whatever toxic behaviors you've got going, whether it's overspending, overindulging, codependent relationships, it's time to recognize what they are and gain empowerment over them, and to plant seeds in healthy new directions. It's interesting, you've got these two manifestation cards. You've got a manifestation card and then an action card. Do it slowly, do it surely. And then the King of Wands, how can you release this lack of fire, lack of getting up, lack of getting on the boat? Ace of Wands, it's recognizing that passionate, exciting, creative new idea when it hits you and just going with it. That random bolt of lightning idea. It's interesting, that was what I was getting before, and that's what you've got. In order to release this, oh, I can't do this, or I don't think I can, or I've got these ideas, but I don't act on them. And it's time that the next one that happens and it's reasonable, and you just try. Just press play. Go to the start line. Do the thing. Nike weren't wrong when they said just do it. Bomb the Deck is calling me for you guys. Ace of Cups, and do it with love. Do it with passion. Do it with excitement. Once more with feeling, Pisces. That has been your mini empowerment reading. I do hope there was something here for you. Do like the video, just thumbs up it, throw a comment if you feel called to, and subscribe to the channel. And if you like my style of reading, then you will see much longer Pisces readings. Your August overall for love and your actual just general reading are both up in the Pisces playlist on the channel. Go check those out, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye bye now.